nation continues to collectively mourn the death of George Floyd, who died while being arrested last week in Minnesota. Central Texans took to the streets today to protest police brutality and racial inequality. The protest moving, emotional, and most of all peaceful. 25 News reporter Jack Allen was at the protest and shows us how people are responding. Jack?
Joel, protests have been scheduled throughout the day across Central Texas. Tonight there's going to be one here in Killeen, but earlier today there were hundreds of people who gathered together at the foot of the Waco Suspension Bridge to protest after the death of George Floyd. The calls for justice splitting the summer air.
Just the support from all these different races and backgrounds really shows that this is a community issue and not just a black issue.
Hundreds of Central Texans gathered together in Waco to mourn the death of George Floyd, who died while being arrested last week. The protesters honoring his life with a moment of silence, kneeling for about 9 minutes, the same amount of time Floyd was pinned to the ground as he told officers, "I can't breathe."
Silence, and then the optics of young people, like I said again, of all races, all ethnicities, taking a knee. It was moving.
The silence ringing loudly. Patricia Miller has been fighting for justice for years, and she says that moment brought tears to her eyes.
I hope the rest of the country looks at this footage and they see exactly how you handle a protest.
It's impressive to see this many people out, especially in the middle of a pandemic. It makes me a little more encouraged to think that this actually does matter to people.
The protesting not over today in Central Texas. Tonight at 7, hundreds more are expected to gather in Killeen. There were several protests scheduled for tonight, but they've all merged together in one that they hope is going to stay peaceful. We'll have coverage from that tonight at 10. As always, you can keep up to date on our website, kxxv.com, or our social media. In Killeen, Jack Allen, 25 News.